One individual maybe, and this person had on shades in the first column. Take a gander at this explicitly for transports. Get in there. Not excessively close returning here. Seeing you with these shades, there's no sun in here. And you're being slighted. I should have the option to see you right on the off chance that you don't take them damn glasses off Roseanne. He lifted up his glasses, and everything was dark. It seems like Monique has seen all that the business brings to the table, yet her new disclosures during the meeting with Roseanne Barr made one more buzz in Hollywood. Obviously, the renounced entertainer and humorist was not kidding when she talked about Jamie Foxx's horrendous changes. And she has witnessed for herself with the Oscar-winning entertainer had been gone to following 3 months of his puzzling hospitalization. He had no eyes, did you hear what I said? He lifted up glasses. And everything was dark, howdy everybody. And welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. You folks all know Monique as an informant is on the grounds that subsequent to being abused by the Hollywood top players, the comic chose to leave no stones unturned in the business with her disclosures. Now the entertainer has been stressed over the obscure and evil things occurring behind the shut entryways of fabulous and stylish studios for quite a long time. And it seems like we at last gotten sufficient evidence to think that Jamie Foxx has been supplanted with some sort of artificial intelligence mannequin you realize someone was discussing. I'm Clonewell, look at this. So Monique accepts that the entire story with Jamie Foxx could be only the start of one more series of lamentable occasions for some entertainers. And she cautions everybody not to accept that the race star is back in tissue. And anxious to keep chipping away at his undertakings, the entertainer's well-being alarm gave food to numerous wild hypotheses and schemes, including the thoughts of him being cloned and supplanted with a twofold in his video update. In the event that you recall the story, Jane was missing for whole spring season, and we haven't got a lot of updates on his state and condition. And in particular, nobody has seen new recordings and photographs of the entertainer since April 12th. So when he unexpectedly showed up on a boat, music. Thank you, there was a valid justification to think that it was his trick ability to trick the crowd and guarantee them that James doing approve in addition to the entertainer was wearing shades. And this made Monique suspect something off-putting in the whole story, with James' supernatural restoring. And his flow looks are basically terrifying, as though he's not himself any longer. I glance back at him, and the energy I gave him was I'm a mother my business, and walk my butt down to the opposite side of the stage, so Monique will in general accept that the business is playing with fans and other local VIPs. And they are showing us some other person or thing the entertainer turned out to be significantly firmer in her conviction after the purportedly genuine video proclamation from Fox was posted on his Instagram account on July 22. The entertainer needed to explain every one of the reports that have been whirling for a really long time about his well-being, and it's been the hotly anticipated update that the entire world was requesting in some cases. Things go crazy individuals, getting out whatever I got certain individuals. Said I was as Jamie Foxx attempted to persuade fans he was a lot of headed straight toward recuperation. Yet as a matter of fact, many drugs have ventured to guarantee in a new and very strange hypothesis that the recently arisen film of Jamie is a trick twofold, or even a picture talking a ton of what clients notice insane things about this recording, like why the entertainer was shooting himself on plain white foundation, or why just his head was moving fast as well-being, has been the subject of hypothesis for quite a long time. And obviously such exceptional changes in the entertainer's appearance couldn't be inconspicuous, despite the fact that he invested a drawn-out measure of energy in the clinic. With an undisclosed health-related crisis, Monique accepts he wasn't treated there, yet truth be told the business disposed of him as a badly designed and non-working piece. For the machine you think individuals are actually a panicked to hear reality, any sort of truth on any level. Definitely now, Jamie Foxx ain't been right. Since the second, he conflicted with the business elites, and keeping in mind that there was an endeavor to close down all clone jobs, It seems like the strong figures that got a handle on all command over entertainers in Hollywood went excessively far with their untruths. And nobody accepted their falsehoods. The entertainer might be a confidential individual, yet as many individuals say they have never seen so much misleading and lying about superstar well-being ever as one. Source said he has the most secure circle around him. Well, Jamie, or whoever this was in the video, expressed that it was important to keep things hidden on the grounds that the picture of the laid-up and two-bed entertainer was not a charming sight. And he didn't maintain that his fans should connect him with these pictures individuals were holding up, needing to hear refreshes. Yet frankly, with you, I didn't believe you should see me like that, man. It didn't know I didn't believe that you should see me with tubes anyway. Muddled well-being refreshes about Jamie Foxx have been going around since his hospitalization time can determine what is genuine and what isn't yet. As Monique says, the business top players alongside elites will effectively quiet this thing with Jamie and continue on. It adds to hypotheses that Jamie Foxx is taking cover behind the shades to cover his changed eyes, since he is one of the prime supporters on eyewear brand. And what could be the best reason to advance it in the event that not wearing them all the time, concealing your eyeballs behind the focal points, driving individuals to contemplate whether you are a similar individual as you were before hospitalization. Inquisitive, I'm interested about what's happening presently. Monique's disclosures just add to theory Jamie being forever supplanted. And as many fans say, they have been thinking a similar from the beginning, since the recording of the entertainer riding the boat showed up. And when the dubious video update sprung up on Instagram, it turned out to be obvious to individuals how terrible the business dealt with faking the entertainer's appearance. As one individual remarked, Jamie's head isn't even a similar shape as before. He isn't, however dark as he was. His head may be molded contrastingly. And another client added, that is exactly the same thing I said. Jamie blabbered. And they disposed of. Jamie is no longer with us. Those are Jamie Foxx carbon copy our body twofold now. We should check whether other celebs will join Monique and talk more about the ghastly occasions and violations that Hollywood elites have been carrying out starting from the earliest days of recorded history. The humorist and entertainer had her portion of battles against the business top players previously, and she was even debased herself for remaining against such strong and compelling individuals like Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. You have menaces in this business, and the harassers are so used to being menaces they fail to see when someone nibble back. Monique is as yet angry with Oprah and Tyler and the entire business for standing by their side. And she won't hesitate to tell that Jamie Foxx likewise fell a casualty to the business games, and keeping in mind that her problem with Tyler Perry and Oprah was her method for sending a seriously difficult message to the stage top players. Jamie Foxx was at that point one of them, since he was kidding about it during his exhibition at the 2018 Bed Grants. I realize Oprah attempted to connect. Come on, egg. Monique, settle down. Monique, since we love Oprah, right? So in the end, Jamie harvests what he planted, and the business abused the entertainer brutally, despite the fact that he attempted to be one of them and be companions with every one of the famous figures like Oprah, Will Smith, and obviously the scandalous music Big Shot Diddy. And as Monique said, she won't play a mannequin for Hollywood A-listers, and she needs to be dealt with decently. Presumably, that is the reason she hadn't projected in any film or television series for 13 long years, with the assistance of different informants like 50 Penny, who was the first filmmaker ever in quite a while to offer the repudiated entertainer a main job. She is returning to show the elites that gifts and difficult work mean more than being consistent. I recollect this was a long time back, and I would continuously say, I realize my value, I realize my value. I know my value. So aside from featuring in the second time of 50 Penny's television series called Beyond, Monique likewise needs to make the business a superior spot, liberated from all shrewd and criminal components. And each time, whenever she gets an opportunity to show individuals the land of undertakings that is happening behind the shut entryways, she snatches this open door like with uncovering Jamie Foxx's ridiculous appearance. Despite how the jokester is saying it very well might be difficult to persuade most of individuals, since the business elites have the assessment of the majority in their iron-clench hands, and that occasionally it requires a very long time to do so. What's going on is assuming you have 10 million devotees, albeit certain individuals would propose that Monique is essentially harsh on the grounds that she was unable to blend and become one of the controllers herself due to her convoluted character. There is as yet an enormous gathering of fans that see directly through the obscure demonstrations of the Broadway, and they are 100 with cash. Some netizens accept that is all there is to it. Jamie Foxx, who made an off-base step while playing these risky games, and that is the reason he is being rebuffed for that now, as one individual remarked. Obviously recall, no doubt Monique knew Jamie. By and by when she lets you know that ain't him accept it, they vanished Jamie. Back in the last part of the 90s, dear exploration individuals, look at his pictures, hairline, brow widths, ears, jaws, jawline. And another client added, Jamie crossed the line about Diddy. He confessed to an excessive number of mysteries. You all can't believe not a single one of them. The business is past mischievous. Well, it seems like the business truly got some distance from Jamie Foxx. And presently we are watching the shadow of once an extraordinary entertainer. And what is your take on this, folks? Do you accept what Monique says about Jamie not acting naturally? And was he genuinely killed by the business top players? Share your considerations in the remarks underneath. I'm anxious to understand what you're thinking. And meanwhile, actually look at my other vi.